Good evening and welcome to Wednesday night edition of the 802 Iracing Leagues podcast. I am one of your hosts, Rob Lowell, and joining me as always is Brandon Garrand. Brandon, how you doing tonight?
Not bad, Rob. How are you doing?
Hey, not too shabby. Um, Man, the off season's over. That was quick, huh?
Yeah, it was short-lived.
It was nine
But
days.
I made the most of the one weekend off. I did get away for the weekend actually with the kids, so that was fun. And yeah, then we get right back into it last night. But before we hop into that, we got to go back a little bit and
We got a couple
kind of
series champions to talk
review the
about.
previous season. Yep, yep.
Yeah, I know we went over. I want to say we talked about the Bush race. We touched on Logan being the
Lightly, yeah.
champion real quick. Let me transition over to that. So I have Logan's stats up for the season for the 802 Busch Series Season 1 champion, our inaugural champion. Um, he had 3 wins, 15 top fives, 6 poles, 21 top tens, and 7 podium finishes.
Yeah,
Um,
very
Pretty impressive season.
very consistent season. I think Logan was there. I think he was one of the few that made every start. He might have missed one, but yeah, really good season. Because if you think of it, I think it was 26 races, I believe,
I
was the
believe
full
so, yes.
season, and then it was three drop races. So that's technically 23 races that get counted. So out of his 23 counted races, 21 of them were in the top 10.
So you and Logan, I have it up here now. I'll switch over to it. Um, were the two guys that started every race. So it says Logan had 26 starts.
Yeah. So with the three drops, yeah, 21 out of 23 counted races, top 10. So can't you can't beat that level of consistency. I was on par with Logan kind of in the podiums, but it was
Yep,
the top tens, and I mean even Dustin who finished behind him. Dustin had 21 top tens,
he
but
did.
looking he had five less top fives,
Yep, that.
few less podiums, and three less wins. I mean
Yep,
that's 50 points in an essence. So
yeah, absolutely. And the other
and
thing is, um,
bonus points too. I'm
the
looking at
yeah,
just
bonus
yeah.
points, 22 bonus points.
Yep.
Mike, well, actually, Cody Gibson is the next best at 21. So, yeah, I was happy with the season. Um, that was, you know, a new series for us. I think we learned some things. We learned that that series really needs to wrap up by I'd say the middle of March. Um, Being on Friday nights, that's not a series that I'd say from mid March we suffered car count wise. We have a lot of guys from down south to race with us on Sunday on Friday nights, and mid March down
Mhm.
there, their short tracks are opening up. Just because middle of the summer it's so hot and humid down there, a lot of them take some time off in the summertime, so they start early in the spring. So I think next year we'll start probably the same time as we did this year on Friday nights, but the point season will be over by I would say second or
Last week
third
of
week of
March.
March. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
My thoughts are just based on the way the calendar falls this year is we're gonna end up with a 2 week break again, like kind of like how we have on Sundays because of where Christmas and New Year's falls. So I almost wonder if like we should split that up in two different seasons. Just I don't know, but
yeah. We'll
again,
talk
that's
about it.
we got a whole summer's worth of time
The
to
Christmas
worry about what
break.
we're gonna do with the yeah
Yeah, the Christmas break. We've never lost cars during that. Everyone takes time off
yeah
with their families and stuff, and on the asphalt side, we didn't really lose a lot. Even the Super Bowl and Daytona 500 break, we didn't lose guys.
yeah.
The dirt side, it just killed us. Now part of that is we had to take a month off because our head admin's down in Florida for the month with World Racing Group in dirt cars. So, um, but yeah, we got a whole summer series to get through before we even have to start thinking about that. So,
Yep.
um,
But
like I
again,
said,
yeah, congrats to Logan on winning the championship, and then another congrats to Mike Kelly who picked up another win, the last win of the season, and that got him out of the three-way tie that he was in with both Cody Gibson and Chad Coleman. For so Mike Kelly ends up with the most wins in the season.
Nice. Um, I was about to say something. No, I can't remember what it was. You hit 50, that's what starts happening, Brandon. Take note.
No, it's already happened, and that's the problem.
Um, I know what it
It's
was.
funny to bring that
So,
up.
um,
Oh, go
we,
ahead.
we, we took it off because a lot of us raced on Friday nights this summer, and we also took it off because um, we thought about letting it go and just seeing what we got for car count, but our broadcaster wanted his Friday nights off for the summer, so can't blame Brett there. We fully support him taking the summer off, um, but he will be
Yeah,
back. We'll be back on turn 3 come middle of October with the Busch Series on Friday night. So um, it's not going anywhere. It's on hiatus for the summer, and just want to assure everyone of that.
yeah. And honestly, I can't juggle more than 3 series at a
I'm only
time.
doing 2.
So yeah, I think we're good.
Let's jump to our Kansas winner, um, and Brandon.
Called it. You called it.
I call that. I mean, that was like fine wine. That call. Um, they he had speed. I knew he had speed after race the week before in Outcast Racing League with him. Um,
Well, he
and
showed it too with us at Atlanta. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, but I
obviously
knew
with
he
him and Kenny.
really had extreme speed at Kansas. And I know from talking to him, he didn't show everything he had early in that race because he was trying to. We knew we're gonna have long green flag rounds, and he was trying to stretch fuel as much as he could in case it stayed green and stuff. But him and Grant, who who finished third in that race,
Popping up my results right now. Todd Parent.
Todd Parent. Um, they were they had they pitted on the last caution and took fuel, and that was big because they could then one stop it the rest of the race if it stayed green, which it did. The rest of us had to two stop it. And Brandon, I showed you. I hadn't looked at the lap counter until we were at pit road, and I showed you my replay. I jerked the wheel left, and I thought
Yep.
for some reason I'd already missed the cone, but I hadn't. Looking at the replay, I hadn't. So I didn't want to get a penalty for pit, pit afterwards. Then I got thinking afterwards, even if I had gone in there and it just would have been unsafe pit entrance, would have been back of the longest line. So um, that was key. Those three did that, and then they only had to stop one more time. The rest of us had to stop twice. So, um, but don't get me wrong, Chris had the speed to win that outright.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I didn't like missing that race, but
and here's the thing: we went an extra 130 laps, and we were about 45 minutes later than normal. Um, 267 laps, we were done in less than 2.5 hours.
yeah, looking at it, 4 cautions. I mean, can't beat that.
Yep.
That's great racing. So
And
yeah,
you would think it would have got boring, um, but for the last, I don't know, 60 laps, Jeff Pogue and I had a hell of a two-car battle. He chased me and dogged me and dogged me and dogged me, and I think we were within 6, 7 tenths of each other the whole entire run. So that was fun for me to race with Jeff like that. Just we didn't have Anthony just had such a big lead at everyone points going into that race that unless he fell out early in the race, and then even then I don't think there's enough cars there to make up the points. Maybe if Johnny had got led the most laps and won the pole and stuff, it might have been, it might he might have got him. But yeah. So
Well, yeah, it just shows how much those two wins were a security blanket. I mean,
yeah, the rest of us had at least one sub 15 finish.
yeah,
So I'm gonna.
yeah. Even though he didn't finish the last race, Anthony did everything he needed to do, and deserving champion in everything that he did all season. So
Yeah, Anthony.
yeah,
Anthony. Honestly, over the course of the season, he was absolutely the best car. If you look at average finish week in week out, there's no debating that. Um, just to bring up the results real quick here. Um, okay, we got them up on the screen. So, yep, 267 laps, four cautions, only 12 caution laps, 18 lead changes over the course of that race. Chris Muse wins it. Grant Humphrey was second. Todd Parent was third. Tyler Waltz was fourth. Jim Ott was fifth. I was sixth. Jeff Fogle was seventh. Um, Nate Burker was eighth. Arabia Caton was ninth, and Christopher Melton was 10th. Scott Simley 11th. Anthony Calatoni 12th. Anthony failed the race. He's actually 53 laps down. Johnny Barker, Frank Flores, Eli Raposa, Mike Kelly, Sean Deal, Dylan Canova was 18th. Steve Ritter 19th. Chris Proger 20th. Um, Evan Fuca was 21st, and Brandon, um, you were connected
not
but did
really
not
there.
get there.
Yeah,
Not really there.
yeah,
Probably just
not
wanted the
really there.
replay.
That's
so,
mostly that's mostly what it was for, and then
so,
yeah,
um, yeah, it was an interesting night.
yeah.
So,
It's a it's a great track. It's a great showing that we could do a full length race and there'll only be four cautions, but
yeah, I think,
never know if we'll do it again. Never know.
yeah, we'll do another one.
Yeah.
Um, the last race of the season in season 7 is Talladega. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Talladega full length race? So, you got the final point stands up here. Actually, let's do this first. Before we do that, let's bring up Anthony's stats. You got them in front of you? If not, I got them up on
The
the
final
screen.
points. I
No,
have it.
Anthony's stats for the season.
Oh, yeah, I got Anthony stats too.
Yeah.
So Anthony had 21 starts. Oh wow, I thought he had more starts than that. It seemed like 21 starts, as you said, had the highest average finish out of anybody that made numerous starts. It was 6.6. 7 wins out of 21 starts, which is 1/3 of his season. He had 13 top fives, 15 top tens. Where's his laps that I just saw that? And he had 468 laps, which is 20% of the laps he ran.
Pretty impressive.
Yep. And also throw that in there, he had 4 poles. So, yeah. When Anthony showed up, he showed up. So, deserving. Congrats to him. And, yeah, once again, we do not have a repeat champion.
We do not. So we'll just go through the top. We'll go to the top 15 in points real quick. Um, now we'll do top 20. So Anthony Calatoni, as we said, is the points champion. Johnny Barker finished second. Jim Ott was third. I finished fourth in points. Nick Larson finished fifth. Nick ended up in the hospital that weekend, severely dehydrated, sick. That's why he missed the final race of the season. So Jeff Pogo finishes sixth. Steve Ritter finished seventh points. Eli Raposa eighth. Brandon, you came finished the season ninth in points, and Joe Hudson rounds out our top 10. You want to do 11 to 20?
Yep, getting there. We got Arabia Caton finishes 11th. Chris Progar 12th, Frank Zingen 13th, Kip Easley 14th, and Daniel Holcroft 15th. And then just want to say that the way we did it was the guys who got eliminated after the second round, they got like points reset to where like anybody that qualified for the playoffs could have got up as high as sixth place. And then that's why now, like, so in 16th is Scott Simley. If you ever look on SimRacer Hub, that's why there's such like a discrepancy in like certain parts of the point standings. So the best of the rest, as we'll say, is Scott Simley finishes 16th, Mike Kelly finished 17th, Ron Holyfield 18th, Chad Coleman 19th, and Nate Brooker rounds out the top 20 in points.
And that is a wrap on season 6. I would say, without doubt, is our most successful season, um, our longest season by any means. Um, and it was I would say it's probably our most competitive season. There was a lot of races where there's a lot of passing. We had 4 or 5 green to checkers races with no cautions. Could have asked for a better season. Um,
Yep, I agree.
and I'm just thankful and appreciate every single driver that made a start this season. I think we ended up with 81 drivers race this season. Um, we had some guys that came in and raced 2 or 3 races when they could. We appreciate them just as much as the guys that raced, every race. So um, we had 2 drivers that made every race. Can you guess who one of them is?
Well, I don't think it's fair because I'm kind of looking at the I'm looking at all the stats, but
Going
just for
on
guessing
past
sake.
history, who would be the one driver that you would guess made every race?
Oh, the one driver that would make has made almost. I think he's probably made every start in the Cup Series. That's Johnny. That's
Yep.
easy. That's the easy one.
Yeah.
The other one, not as surprising because he's very consistent, but I feel like he has in the past years missed some races. Is another
He,
teammate of
he,
yours, and
he
that's
has.
Eli.
Yeah, Eli. This might be the first season that Eli's made every race. And this is also, I would say, that Eli's most competitive season. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
um, just every week he was getting better and better. And
Well, I'll say like too, like he was racing like the other series with us, like we did trucks and all that stuff. So like just being in the sim with like the same guys too nightly
yeah,
helps.
yeah, and that is one of the that's one of the reasons Eli was in. We did a most improved driver poll this week. Um, Eli was one of the nominees in that. Nick Larson, Chris Progar, and Arabia Caton the third. Um, and what I'd say is all of them were greatly improved over the course of the season, and the guys that raced us from previous seasons. Um, Nick won that. It was a close vote between him and Arabia. Um, Nick got 50% of the vote in that, and Arabia got 40%. So um, I didn't vote in that one because I had 2 teammates in it, and I honestly felt like I couldn't choose between the 2 of them on who I felt. Um,
I think Nick's playoff performance really pushed that over the edge. Him getting
it, it,
his first win
it
and
does,
making it a championship 5. I think that really
yeah,
because
and
I think all of them are deserving in a way. Like they each did something. Like you know what I mean. Like they each were
yeah,
deserving.
yeah, and I kind of look at it the way like Niska. So Niska does the most approved driver every year. It's a local drivers association here in New York State and Vermont, and I remember being at one of the banquets and um, one of the presenters said that it isn't about who had the best points performance. It's about who showed in his mind, the biggest percentage of improvement from where they were before. Um, and Nick and Eli both, I would say they both stepped their game up 50%. Just you know, they improved by 50% of where they were. Um, with Nick, that brought him into the top five. And I think if you look back and look, it took Eli from probably the low teens in points up into the top 10. So for me, like I couldn't pick between the two of them which one I felt had improved on previous performance more. I felt they were pretty even. Unfortunately, I can't vote twice, so um, I just wasn't going to put myself in a position where I had to pick between two guys that I think the world of and that have been um, part of this deal um, for seasons, and um, so yeah. But I mean, all four of those guys. You look at Chris from the start of the season to the end of the season, huge improvement. Arabia, um, he at Chicagoland, he just blew us away. He was elimination race, and he's up there fighting for his life. Um, and then there was two or three other races throughout the year where he was out there battling for top tens. Um, and then the other poll we did this week was the Winston Cup Season 6 Sportsmanship Award. Um, and that was the um, the nominees in that were Johnny Barker, Anthony Calatoni, Chris Progar, Joe Hudson, Nick Larson, and Mike Kelly. Um, Nick Larson won that by 54% of the vote. Um, Mike Kelly was next with 15% of the vote, and I voted in that one. Nick uh, Nick has never once keyed up and gone off on the radio. Um, just being a teammate of his, I can tell you that he's always positive and happy-go-lucky, and um, would give anyone the shirt off his back. He would tell everyone what he's running for some brake bias and brake master cylinders and stuff like that if they asked him. So, um, yeah, congrats, Nick. He swept the postseason awards.
Yep. Congrats to Nick, and yeah, really glad to hear he's doing better. Unfortunately, he didn't get to make the last race and really solidify where he did. I think he was worthy of being the runner up to or third place. I mean, you guys all were, but Nick was there right next to Anthony those previous two races, so it really stinks that he didn't get to make it. But yeah, just glad he's doing better and he'll be out there racing with us again.
Yeah, he plans on being there this Sunday. We go back to Atlanta. So, um, you want to jump into the truck now, or you want to
Yeah.
preview season 7 now? I'll let you call.
Whatever you have ready to go. I'm ready for
Okay.
either one.
It's one click for either one of them. So you pick.
Oh, let's just do the preview because we're already talking about the Cup Series a little bit, so it makes more sense, I think.
Okay. Um, let me cheat here. Okay, here we go. So season 7 starts this Sunday, May 10th, right?
Yep.
Yes, May
May
10th.
10th.
Um, live on Turn 3 Racing Network as always. And here's our schedule. Um, we go back to Old Atlanta for 140 laps this Sunday night. Um, week 2 we're at Michigan. Week 3 go back to Kansas for 140 laps. Uh, week week 4 we're at Legacy, Texas, so Old Texas. Though I think there may be a change there. Um, New Texas is
I
actually
hope so.
racing a lot better than it has been.
I hope so.
I think we're gonna stick New Texas in there. Um, I think we all agree, we all talked before it sucked, right? Like we didn't have it on this past season 6 schedule because we ran it last season and it was horrible. Um, I ran some officials in it. John ran both officials. You guys ran it on in Sim 500 Monday night. I
Sunday
ran
and
it
Monday,
out.
yep.
I ran it in
It
Outcast
was
on Sunday, and
yeah.
let me tell you, it. If you all listen to Dale Jr.'s download this week, and he talks about Texas being back, he's not wrong. In actually, I don't know how they did it, but it's that way in the sim too. So, um, yeah, I think I'll
I
throw.
think the sim's even better than in real life because I was using the wall on turns 1 and 2 sometimes, and they ain't using that in the Cup Series
No,
yet.
no, you're not. But
But
so, yeah. So
yeah,
I'll throw it up in the chat, but 9% sure that's going to switch to regular Texas. And then we go to Charlotte. Then we go to everyone's favorite place at Daytona, and I'm doing something special for that race. I'm sponsoring it. Um, be a special little thing there. Um, then we go to Chicagoland, and then we take a weekend off for July 4th weekend. Actually, I think we take 2 weekends off there. Looks like.
yeah, we have
Yeah.
the Memorial Day weekend too
Yep.
on
Yeah. Take more day off.
the beginning.
Yep. So then we go to Darlington, and then Las Vegas, then Nashville, then the Jeff Pogo Invitational, as I'm calling it. No, we're going to Mount Panorama, better known as Bathurst. And guys, there's 3 drops here, so no one's being forced to race that track. Um, we're gonna have a custom setup, so we're waiting for the season 3 build of the next gen car, and then McConey's gonna build me that setup for Bathurst, and then I'm gonna put it out in our chat. So everyone should have that set up 2 or 3 weeks before we go there to race. Um, and it's just an hour and a half race. We'll be done at 8:45. And actually, we may even trim that back to maybe an hour and 15 minutes, so we're done at 8:30. Because most of our races are getting done between 8:30 and quarter 9.
Yeah,
It's just kind of some fun, different. We don't ever do road courses, and Bathurst is just such a cool track. We're going up and down the mountain, and I think a lot of guys will have fun with it. Just go in there, guys, with the mindset we're going to go out there and have fun and screw off and not be too serious about it. And then we go to Auto Club out in Fontana for 100 laps. 200 laps to Bristol the following week. Then we go back to Homestead. Go to Kentucky for 130, and then we're going to finish our season on September 6th at Talladega. So
yep, good
actually,
little schedule for the summer. It'll be
I
fun.
think we're going to have to make an adjustment because I think we got Labor Day in there. Or is
I feel
Labor
like
Day the
Labor Day
6th?
is in
Maybe
a
the 6th.
weird.
Yeah, maybe Labor Day's. We'll have to look. If Labor Day's in there, Labor Day weekend, we'll have to move it. But
The 6th is a Tuesday, so that's throwing me way off.
the 6th is a Sunday, according to
Oh
my
wait, no,
calendar.
I'm in the wrong month. No, August.
The 7th is a
Yeah, okay,
Monday.
there it
So
is.
the
Yeah,
7th is the 6th would be our Sunday, but
yeah,
so Labor Day is usually in September. So I'm thinking it's probably the 7th.
yeah. It's really off because usually it's like the second or the
Yeah,
third. The
I
way
believe
the
it's the
week is this
first
year is
Monday of September.
yeah.
So yeah. So if that's the
Well, that means
case,
everybody has the day off.
we'll have
Well,
to.
most people are gone camping that weekend. We might end the season a week earlier then, and we'll have to find somewhere else for Talladega
You
maybe.
want to tell Jeff we're throwing Bathurst out because of Labor
Oh
Day?
no, I'm not telling him nothing. We'll figure something out with that. Yeah, there might be an adjustment to the schedule, but
Labor Day is Monday, September 7th. So do we skip a week and
I think if you skip a week just to come back to run 1 week, that's
it's
almost
yeah
pointless.
yeah.
I
So
think if
maybe what we'll do
anything,
is
you get rid of Nashville Super Speedway or Darlington, and
I would say get rid of Auto Club.
or Auto Club, yeah, because it's yeah anything. I still say we got to keep the road course on there. It's been a while since we've all
Yeah,
raced one
no,
of them.
I agree. I was just kind of saying that, hoping Fogel was listening because I know his head was exploding when I said that.
The
Um,
only, we do have a lot of the mile and a half, but those are the best racing tracks.
yep. Yeah, we could take
I'd
Bristol
vote
out,
I'd
I
vote
guess.
Auto Club or Kentucky, because those are two tracks that aren't actually on the schedule.
I don't want to lose Dega because guys look forward to super speedways. Even
Yeah,
though I could,
I
if I never ran a super speedway race again, I'd be happy.
I like the thought of Dega being the last race still. So if we do, I think either Auto Club or Kentucky, just make sure Dega's still the last week.
Yeah,
Because
just
there's
moving, we're just
there's
moving things
something
up.
about how Yeah, just something about having Dega as the last race, the chaos.
And we're gonna do the same thing here as we did. So season five, what we did is we said the last 2 weeks were not eligible for drops just because you wanted um, visibility of where people had to finish for a championship run over the last couple of
Yeah,
races. So um, I'm. Ooh. Bristol's the only short track we got, so we're gonna leave Bristol. Nashville or Darlington? What do you guys want gone? I mean, not sorry, Nashville or Auto Club? We got some guys commenting in chat on YouTube, so this is your chance.
we
Pick
got
one,
a lot of
guys.
chatters.
We got Daniel George. We got Alan Harris. It's up to if you guys got 30 seconds. That's how far behind the delay is.
I like Darlington, but it's harder to pass there and like really like you're just racing the racetrack, which I like. We don't have any of those, I guess.
Okay,
So,
you talked me into Darlington. Darlington's
but
gone, so we'll just
yeah,
move everything up a week.
I love racing the track, but you're just racing the track most of the time, and it just I feel like most of our Darlington races actually end up going green because it kind of gets spread out and like
it
you
does.
are racing the track.
We've had fuel mileage races there before, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so let's do that. We'll figure Darlington, and I'll get see if I can get the schedule changed tonight. Um, so
Well, while you're changing, I also did notice that the July 26 on there twice. We're missing one of them should be at 19, the Las Vegas one.
God, I hate.
I know the feeling. I now you know kind of like my pain of except I didn't have at least I was just going in and fight and then I'd have to go re-edit everything. It's a pain.
Okay, so that gets us to your and Jason's newest project. So why don't you?
Yep.
I'm gonna bring up the race winner photo and I'm gonna just turn this over to you and let you you talk about everything about the truck series.
Yeah. Let me get to my results here. All right. So the old BG Graphics Truck Series finally kicked off last night on Fearless Broadcasting, and yeah, as you can see on the screen, uh, a old face, familiar face in the 802 Cup Series, easily came in, and he won the truck race at Charlotte. Led 69 out of 100 laps, and yeah, it was a good showing. We had I think 28 cars that originally showed up, and then I think we had what are we at 25 as the race started. So good showing. Kind of some early pre-race jitters, or not pre-race jitters, but early race jitters. We had a caution on lap one, and then really got strung out, and it seemed like we were gonna go green there, and then kind of had a little onslaught of cautions within the middle 15, 20 laps. And then the last 50 they went green, and it was really good racing in my opinion. I thought for a first race with I'm trying to look here, I'd say 3/4 of the field being guys that haven't really raced with us before. I thought it was really good, and yeah, on Tuesday night the race ended in just over an hour. Um, can't ask for much more than that. It was good.
Yeah, I watched part of it this morning while at work.
Yeah, I haven't
And,
got to watch the broadcast back yet. That's the only thing I haven't got to do yet today.
looks like good hard racing, and I always like it when strategy comes into play
Yeah,
and defines who the race winner is. So that I
Yeah, we
found that.
I had a couple guys. Of course, I had gotten in one of the early wrecks, so my night was kind of done. And then of course we get like that caution with, I want to say it was like just around 50 to go or so. And they're like, "Well, what do we do?" I'm like, "Well, you can either pit and take your tires and just hope this thing goes green, or you pit and just come in and get fuel so you can definitely make it to the end at least. And obviously you're not going to be in contention to win, but if there's a caution, you'll have that set of tires." And then it was I don't even think it was 10 laps later there was that caution. And then yeah, those even that 10 laps, those guys that came in and got their tires then, that was that's all it took, and they all moved up to the front. I believe the top 4 had new tires, and then I ain't gonna lie, I was how many laps did I end up down? I'm looking at there's I was 17 laps down, and I had taken tires on that last caution that they all took too, and I was like, all right, let's just like I'm not gonna try to interfere too much. I'm just gonna kind of follow these guys up through there, and I got up to where I was running in like the 6th spot, and like everybody else kind of behind me had like the older tires, so yeah, them new tires even with just 10 laps compared to the other guys, just they just pulled away from everybody. Like it was crazy. I mean, Kip really stretched it out on everybody, and
Oh,
he was the dominant truck all
he
night.
just
So
cut through
he
that
deserved
field
that win.
like a knife. Um,
Yep,
when it went
yep.
back
It
green.
just shows. It's crazy how
Yep.
much like that 10 laps usually doesn't make too much right off, but like it was instant. I couldn't believe it because we had Dalton was in our team chat, and he's like, "Do I go fast right off?" And I was like, "Nah, I'd be like, because I think they restarted. He said he restarted 10th, and Kip must have been like 7th because I think he was a row inside of him too." So I said, "Well, best bet is to try to latch onto that 27 truck because he's gonna pull you to the front." And Kip just like you said, he buttered through there. And I told Dalton, I was like, "Well, I'd be trying to position myself within the top 5 with about 15 to go." And like it was because that's like how long I thought it would take them to all get through there, and it did. They were all up there, and I was like, "All right, now you got to kind of pace yourself." I don't like you don't want to try to chase Kip down because he's also good at saving his stuff too. Like he just had the best truck last night, so deserved the win. And then yeah, other than that, it was a great race behind that for like second place. Like I was right there watching those guys and hard battle into the end. And even Johnny was talking about how I think he was one of the ones that pitted on the 50 to go mark, and he said, "Man, I was holding on there at the end, and he said it was he was having fun, and I don't he ended up 8th." So yeah, I'll go through the full rundown here. We had, as I said, Kip easily won. Dalton Schofield finished second. Alan Harris third. Chris Brown fourth. James Heaslop fifth. Kevin Roy sixth. Chris Progar seventh. Johnny Barker eighth. Eli Raposa ninth. Dustin Coggin 10th. David Glass 11th. Landon Forster 12th. Evan Fuca 13th. Seth Jackson 14th. Daniel George Jr. 15th. Rick DeWeese 16th. Elijah Westfall 17th. Daniel George Sr. 18th. Dave Billings 19th. Myself in 20th. Travis Sheed in 21st. Christopher Melton in 22nd. Frank Zingen in 23rd. Jason Wiley in 24th. And Almond Hall, who is Mason Hall, I believe he shows up on the broadcast as, in 25th. So yeah, good race. Obviously the admins we were joking we didn't have the best of luck during that race as me and Jason ended up colliding into each other once I got kind of turned around. But I was still happy to have like the car count we had, and everybody seemed to enjoy the race that I talked to in our like little post race forum thing.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see how this series goes. I think it's gonna be hugely successful. Um, nice little truck series is always good. I wish it was at a time I could race, but 9 o'clock is just too late for me getting up middle of the morning. So getting up at 2:30. So
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
Johnny was super excited about it racing it, and Eli. So Yeah, I wish I could race it, but I'll get to watch it every week, so that's good. The next morning.
I'm I'm just excited for Eldora. That's all I'm waiting for. But
Yeah, that would be good.
yeah,
And who knows? I may have to take a PTO day and race that race. I will
that
make 2 or 3 races throughout the season, but
that one will be a different format when we get there. We're gonna do it just like the trucks did when they went to Eldora.
heat
You'll
races.
go out and you do hot laps, hot heat races. Yep, there will be a consi that kind of sets the rest of it, and I will have some kind of provisionals set up by then because we will be kind of establishing points. So we're like, I'll see what the consistent kind of numbers are, who's showing up almost every week, and that might be like my spot where my provisionals are, or maybe just like top 15 in points, kind of so they're safety wise in. But other than that, it's yeah, it'll be it'll be a great race. I can't wait for that. That's just something I've been waiting to do is have a dirt race in the league. That's not obviously the dirt series, but
So we'll kick off the Cup Series. What's the Cup Series? Limited Cup Series. I need to start saying limited Cup. What's the limited next gen? What's the Cup Series? Because that's back to a limited IR series again. Um, Sunday night, and then next Thursday night we kick off our no I rating cap Elite Next Gen series on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. That does follow the um, um, Winston Cup
up
schedule.
schedule. Yep.
The only difference is we do not do Sonoma or San Diego. Instead, we're doing um, Atlanta,
I
Old
think one of
Atlanta,
them was Texas.
and one of them
And
was
one's
Old
Texas.
Texas. And maybe we'll make the same switch there and just do New Texas.
Yep.
Let's talk about it. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That series getting kicked off. That's exciting. Um,
yeah, gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun with the broadcast team. That's a 2-man commentator team, so um,
yep.
that's gonna be fun. So, what else you got, Brandon?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We went over recaps, previews of those two series, the trucks. Should mention the trucks next week. We are at Michigan, so that should be another fun race.
That will be pack racing.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
draft
it'll
is
be good.
huge there.
Yeah, yeah. The trucks. That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of drafting even at like the mile and a half. So, but it comes into it's almost like how the Cup car races in Atlanta, where eventually handling does come in late in the run. So you still have to protect your stuff while still trying to hold on to a draft in a way, and it's a lot of fun. It's still a challenge for me. The truck is wild sometimes, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Michigan. And I'm looking forward to the Elite Series. I'm really excited for that. Freaky Fast would be good on that. It'd be fun to have Brett racing with us in that.
Yeah, I
So
think
he's
we're gonna be
still
right
he's still with
around
us.
35. Then we got 38 signed up, so I figure there'll be 3 or 4 that probably don't show week one.
Yeah,
If we get north of 30, that's a good field. So
yeah.
looking
That's what
forward to it.
that's the magic number to me. Is like if I get 30, that's a good solid number
Yeah.
consistently throughout the year. So
And this will be a series we'll keep recruiting as we go. Um, I know there's probably 3 or 4 guys that will be coming in that run this series. That's only got 2 or 3 weeks left in that, and then they'll be coming over to run. Um, so that'll be good. It's another. It's another series. It's a series that runs on Sundays, but their season wraps up here in 2 or 3 weeks, and these guys are looking to do something different. So that'll be good. Um, I think we about have touched base on it all.
yep, I don't think there's any other real announcements for any other of the series. Um,
Oh, should we do a pick? We didn't do a pick for the truck series. We probably should have last week, but do you want to do a pick for
uh,
Sunday, Old Atlanta?
yeah, I do want
Now,
to do
now we said
picks.
we're gonna make this so you can't pick.
Yeah, Yeah. So
right?
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do on our shared Excel sheet.
Yep.
We'll do a new tab,
Okay.
and it'll be obviously I'm not just gonna write every driver, but we'll just each I'll list underneath there
Who
and make
we
sure that
picked?
yeah.
Uh, do you want to go first? And we can't duplicate picks, obviously. So.
Yeah. All right. I'll go based off our standings from last year, just so I can get an idea of some of these. Actually, I'll just go based off the driver roster. That would be smarter. Next gen driver roster. Let's see here.
Oh, I'm gonna go.
You know what? Let's start off the year strong. Hopefully, Nick Larson shows up and he's gonna come out and take a win right off. And take Nick right off.
Okay. Nick finished
Yeah.
fifth there. Nick
Yeah.
finished fifth there when we raced there before, a couple weeks ago.
If we had Gateway, I was gonna save him for there, but we don't have
We don't
Gateway on
have
the
Gateway.
schedule.
Um,
After that ass whooping he laid on there, that's my specialty pick there. He didn't tell us the tricks.
I don't know if Mike Kelly's traveling this week. If he's camping.
That's the risk. That was the risky one. Or I looked at it at first, then I was like, he did say he travels a lot, and there is one that I know is there, and I'll warn you so you don't pick him. Pogo will not be there this Sunday.
Really? I was.
Yeah,
I'm saving him for somewhere else.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, you think? I'd
I,
pick first that week. What are you talking about?
you don't know. You don't know it. Pogo cannot be picked at Bathurst. That's the rule.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna pick Scott Simley.
Ooh,
He
yeah, I like
finished.
that.
He
That's a
finished
good pick.
third there. I want to pick Ritter, but
If you're gonna jinx him, you might as well just get it out of the way right off.
and I want to say I want to keep Muse for Kansas. So yeah.
Well, all right. So we got Simley and Larson.
And the guy we'll do this. We'll do true DVC way of doing it. Whoever's pick does the worst um,
Yeah,
for
they
that
go.
week,
They go
they go
first.
first.
Yeah, they go
Next week.
first. Yep.
Yep. So okay, we're gonna keep. Do we want to score points on this? Whatever points that driver gets is what the points we each get. And keep track of points that way.
Yeah, we can do that.
Do a full like
Or do
fantasy
you
deal.
want to? Is it just we should do 1 point for just winning the week. Whoever wins the heads to head, and if you get the winner of the race, you get an extra what? 2 or 3?
I can't remember.
We'll
Just
do
pick.
2
Forget.
for that.
So Muse just messaged me when I was for picking. He's like, "I almost won it. Remember?" And I was like,
He did.
but I'm saving it for Kansas, Chris. I already said that. uh, I already can pick one everyone wants. So
Yeah.
I'll ride that horse in
But-
Kansas till it burns me or bucks me, one of the two. But, okay, it's almost 5 minutes of 8, so I think that gets us out of here. We got
yeah. That'll
Cup
get us out
race
of here, and
Sunday night, normal time, 7:10 at Turn 3 Racing Network with Brett Hahn, and then Tuesday night, got the BG Graphix Limited Truck Series on Fearless Broadcasting with Chris Maxwell, right?
yep, Chris Maxwell, and
In the
yeah, I
booth.
thought he did great. So,
And then, do we want to do Wednesday night next week?
um, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I got baseball. I got to check the baseball schedule next
oh,
week.
that's right. It's that time of year.
Yep. So it'll either be maybe Monday or when I don't know if Thursdays work because we will have
We could do
unless we
it.
do it
We could
before
do
the
it before. It'd have to be
yeah
like 6 o'clock, 6:30 because we
yeah
got
I could do
practice at
on Thursdays
7:30.
I know there's no baseballs ever on Thursdays because they have different sport or softballs. That's a girl side. It just
Okay.
switches our time switch every week for who gets the boys field. But yeah, Thursdays could work and
Just gotta figure it out. We'll let you know, guys.
yeah. Well, yeah, it'll be posted by next before next week, but we will have one next week and yeah, thanks for listening everybody.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for
Good
listening, and we'll be back some point next week.
yeah, good little chat board tonight. I like that.
Yeah, it was nice having guys in chat. That's awesome.
All right.
We need that more. Have a
Yeah,
good night, everyone.
so see you next week guys.